parasaurs in my base now. So this is my main base here. Yeah, the parasaur came with me. I modeled this off of Stargate Atlantis and kind of the gate room in there. I've got DHD down here. They'll control the Stargate, of course. Go ahead and start that up. Off a little bit. So if you come over this way, you've got a little bit of a landing pad. So it's not exactly Stargate Atlantis, but it's kind of that vibe of I wanted it to be kind of like a big futuristic city that's all connected into one. So you don't really have to go outside to go into all the buildings. They're all connected within. Of course, other than the landing pad here. So I just kind of have a little ship here. Just going to show off the gate room again with the Stargate running. This parasaur's ruining the aesthetics. There you go. And then there's stairs that go up from either side. And that goes to kind of like the control room up here. And I've got security cameras all over my base, so I can kind of like see what's going on. It's a pretty big base. So there's one up there at the top, right above the Stargate on the ceiling. And of course the stairs come back down this side. There's a walkway that leads to the bottom floor of the city. That way in my crafting room and resource storage system. I'll show you that in a little bit. I've got this here that deposits the resources out of dinos that I come through. So if I'm going out mining, I come through the Stargate, I can just walk the dino over here and touch this thing, and all of its resources will automatically go out into the resource dedicated storage bins that are in the crafting room over there. And there's another one in another area I'll show later. So if we go back up to the control room, we've got just kind of like some servers and stuff and some surveillance things, and then another DHD to control the Stargate from up here if we want. And I guess just to show on my map where I'm at, my map got deleted recently, unfortunately, so I have to refill it in, but you can kind of see the general vicinity of where I am on it. Kind of out in somewhat of like the forest, not really swampy area, but I built the whole thing on top of water, so as you can see, it's like kind of a floating city. And there's all different kinds of walkways and ways to get into different buildings. There's a little balcony on either side here that you can look out. There's the gate room over there. That's kind of like my garden is on the roof of that building there. I'll show you that later. There's tech turrets set to destroy basically anything that's annoying. So like you'll see there's dodos walking there, but any Dilophosaurus or Therizinosaur, or anything that's going to try to kill me while I'm walking around my base, it'll immediately just murder everything. So I don't have anything dangerous walking around while I'm enjoying a brisk walk around the city outside. Here's the crafting room. Here's another balcony. That building holds my museum, so I've got all kinds of dermis and trophies and stuff all within there. I'll show that building off in a little bit. The landing pad's kind of over there behind all the bushes. And there's the gate room again. This tree grows up from the bottom floor there. So this is the top floor of the crafting room, so you can see down into it. And then, of course, I've got all kinds of resource storage bins, all the different crafting benches, the tech replicator right in the center, which is what I make most things out of. On either side is a tech fridge that I have polymer and other items that need to be refrigerated that are for crafting purposes. There's another depositing thing in the middle there. I'll go down there and show that off in a minute. So up here on the top floor, just more resources on the second level that couldn't fit down below. So I've got all the different berries, spoiled meat, jerky, you know, some of the rarer stuff is up here that I don't need as often, even though I can just like pull it with the resource puller. Got the crystal cracker. That's grabbing stuff out of the gotchas that are on a different part of the building. So just remotely giving me more resources right there. The advanced ship mod, crafting bench. I've got like all my different ammo that I need here that I can grab. Taming resources and everything. Explosives. There's a tech elevator here that'll take me down to the first floor. Down here I've got like more of my basic resources and everything. There's the gate room over there. There's this S collector that's collecting eggs and poop and polymer from snails that I've got hidden somewhere. I actually don't remember where I have the snails. They're somewhere in here. If they didn't just die, sometimes they just die out from like a glitch. They'll just starve even though I've got like the auto trough. Got various SS collecting type things like the animal tender. And that's getting all the owl pellets and stuff. And the sheep herder's got all my wool from the sheep that are somewhere in the building in the city. All your main resources, all the element that we've harvested throughout the years. I mean, we've been on this server cluster for, I've lost track of how many years at this point. Just some more resources. These are kind of, yeah, this is all my harvesting dinos. My mining dinos there. So they're easy to grab when I need to get more of a certain resource. So that's that. Here's the hallway again, back to the gate room. There's some doors over here. This one is the bathroom. So we've got a nice little tub and a working shower. Fresh towels. And then this is kind of like a storage closet here with a washing machine. That's my wife and I on the picture there. Just some further storage area. And out there you can kind of see the landing pad. It's about to get dark. I'll have to show the outside of the city while it's dark. It's kind of cool, all lit up. Let's see, where should we go? Let's go. Oh, there's this other door here. Oh, and through these windows, I've got dermis that are kind of on an invisible platform thing there, just to kind of make it look lively. So I got like creatures all inside here. On either side, there's an actual creature, Alvaraptor, walking around. This is the entrance to my museum. I'll come back to this, but that's kind of where the dermis stuff kind of idea came from, as being part of the museum, and I ended up putting some on the other side too, just to kind of add more interest. So if I go over here, this is kind of just backup storage, and then of course the generator that's powering the entire city is right here. Some more dinos. Oh, I guess I just put this here randomly for people who need to store their dinos temporarily, the guests that come over. Oops, a little bit of lag. This had candy from the, I guess, the Halloween event in there at one time, and it all isn't there anymore because either timed out or the event ended and made it despawn. And this is just more storage back here, where I just have kind of all my chibis and all my favorites that are not in here for some reason. Oh, I think because most of them are in the museum, I guess. I think I might have some of them in my bedroom as well. You can kind of see out to the forest through these windows too. Okay, and then we'll go to this tower over here. The bottom floor is basically the garage, so I can keep dinos in here if I'm doing like some resource harvesting or something and I'm not ready to cryopod them. I can just keep them in here, or just a dino that I have at the ready. And then this is the big dino gate that Giga can fit through here, so I could park a Giga in this room if I wanted to. I've got tech turrets on either side, of course, kind of hidden in the bushes there. So it's completely safe out here. There's only herbivores and dinos that aren't going to attack me. So there's kind of the entrance way to that. You can see the whole city is just kind of floating above the water there. I love down here, there's kind of like a canyon pathway that goes through here. I'll usually get all my rocks and trees from down there, so I'll just run down there with various creatures to harvest it, and then I'll just walk over this resource pole, and it'll automatically take all the resources and pull it and put it into, from my dino's inventory, into the crafting room in all those dedicated storage bins. Over here there's a pathway that I can walk through. You see the whole city there. And I've got lights all over the place so I can guide my way and see in the dark a little bit around here. There's a ring platform here that'll take me up to my baby taming cage. Or, not taming, breeding pen. I'm not going to go up that way. I've got another way. From within the city, I also have a tech teleporter. That's what I usually use to get up there. So we go through here again. And again, you've got like the big windows. You can kind of see all the city. While it's dark, I might, or it's getting dark, I might just do a little flyover the city real quick. So you can kind of see the main tower in the center there. And I'll show you all the floors of the main tower in a little bit. You can see the inside of my garden there. And I'll show you the other floor in that tower where the garage is. I'll come back and do another flyover when it's not like getting dark. You can see the city's all like lit up. There's the gate room down there. And I put lights all in the waterfall so they light up like kind of like blue and cycle through colors a little bit. There's the museum, and behind the museum is a smaller building that's hidden in the trees there. That's all my artifacts are all on display in there as part of the museum. Go back down and we'll go inside the building. Okay, so we're back in the garage. And I've got a tech elevator here that'll go up to the other floors of this building. So this one is just kind of like a harvesting room, basically. So I've got my gacha to get gacha crystals. I just threw some light pets in here with this charge station so I can get batteries and recharge those. I've got owls for owl pellets. I've got my goats or my ovis for ovi for getting wool. And this is my garden up here. So I've got all these things from Genesis 2 to get like meats and stuff I can harvest out of here in addition to the vegetables. Got a little fountain. Like a little chill spot with all the weird plant species. Little benches you can sit on. I thought about making it to the outside balcony here you could go out, but I kind of liked it just as an aesthetic decoration thing. So there's hedges that kind of go around the rest to add more greenery to the place. You got carrots, you got every single kind of vegetable. This is also where the snails are, so all the cementing paste that's ending up in the SS collector is all coming from these snails that are in this building at the top. There's also dung beetles for poop and getting fertilizer. It's kind of hidden in this. And my single albino dung beetle has his own little room full of poop pinups. I just kind of got this idea from Portal, how it used to be it would be like the companion cube in Portal. So I did kind of the same thing with all these pinups, but instead of the companion cube, I put a little poop from ARK in all of them. So just kind of a funny little thing, just kind of like an Easter egg within my building. All right, so if we go back to the tech elevator here, go back down to the garage, and I put these flags here because the game kept on coming out with more bosses to beat and more flags to get, and I had started building the city before we had these, so I didn't really have them it planned out to fit them in the museum, so I had to put them somewhere, and they look pretty good here. But you'll see where I have all the rest of my flags. They're kind of in like a circle. It's pretty cool, but ran out of space, unfortunately. So again, there's my crafting room and the gate room. You can see this at night with the waterfall in the background is all lit up with blue lights. I think they cycle into different types of blues. Maybe I made it static color, actually. Looks pretty good. It's just blue. Just kind of sticking it to like the Atlantis colors of like blue and silver and grays and everything. We'll go out here real quick to the landing pad, since there's also a colored waterfall on this end too. The water goes down there. I've got Crystal just right outside my base. This is an awesome base location that I feel like gets overlooked a lot. I don't have a ton of I don't know if I have any metal actually around this area. That's one resource that's not really around here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. All right, we'll come over here. So this is the museum. So I've got all my chibi pets on display, and dermis, and trophies, all kinds of stuff. I eventually need to get rid of this box. This is kind of for construction. I was keeping dermis and chibis in here and organized them and everything. My color scheme is, of course, the red and white with a primary of white and accents of red. So I decided to do the same thing for my museum and put as many kind of as a personal challenge is to collect dermis and chibis that are red and white as much as possible. So not all of them are that way, and I do like colors that don't match my color scheme to put on. That I just really like the looks of them, so they're in here too. But I mostly try to do red and white. Like you can even see from these, I did as many like red and white ones. That one's a ghost. To that color scheme, or black and white. This is the entrance, and I kind of made a custom the Scipio Museum of ARK and History sign. This is the kind of like the front desk that this guy's manning. And I guess let's go this way first, since it's dark, because I got all the artifacts are kind of down this hallway over here. This is kind of just a storage place where I was keeping more of my chibis and everything. Don't think I have dermis in here. I think it's just all chibis. Oh, there's dermis. Yeah, so it's kind of organizing my my selection, just like a museum would have kind of a back room where it has different artifacts and stuff. I've got that. I also have a kind of this is where I keep all my artifacts, my extra ones. If it'll let me lag. In this cabinet, so I've got all my excess ones I can use for doing boss fights and stuff. Dino bits, extra flags, heads that I didn't have any use for. They're all stored in there. I still need to get heads for 2 of the bosses. That will go there eventually when they're ready. I still need to do the wyvern from the Wyvern Queen from
Crystal Isle, and I still need to do the... I did the Monkey King. I actually have the head somewhere. I haven't put it up yet. From the... Was it Lost Island or whatever? Map. A couple different other Dermis on display. Here's the Fenrir from Fjordur. And you can look through the ceiling at kind of like the middle tower. Going up here, red and white bee. I've got all the bosses from the island on display. Their Dermis. Giga, that's my main Giga's Dermis actually. I couldn't get red and white, but it has a blue belly instead of white. It's close enough. There's the alpha worm from Scorched Earth up there, and the alpha wyvern. And of course I put like the head over top of each boss there. And we've got a tech elevator that'll take us up. This tree goes through the entire building all the way to the top, through each floor. So here's another part of the tree, of course. And it just keeps going. There's down below us. So each floor is a different map, kind of, is what I was going for. So the bottom floor is the island. So you've got all the island bosses and creatures that are found on the island. Other than this guy, I mean, I don't think there's any tech trikes there, but I didn't have anywhere else to put him. And then this one is, I had to put a couple of different maps here. So we've got, let's see, there's Scorched Earth here. So it kind of goes around the room. So we've got Scorched Earth stuff with like the Death Worm. And then it goes into aberrations. We have like aberration things. Rockwell does not have a Dermis, so I was gonna put it here, but he doesn't give you one. So I'll have to put something there eventually, I guess. And then we go into extinction. We have all the extinction stuff. And I have all the Titans, of course. Oh, and there's things in the middle, too. I forgot about these. There's some chibis in the center on display. And then I've got sea creatures on the ceiling. And they're all technically suspended by, there's like invisible glass, SS glass ceiling that the Dermis thing is sitting on top of to get them up there. They're not actually hanging from the ceiling, if you're wondering how I did this. My wife actually came up with this idea, which is awesome. And then we go to the next floor. And then this is Genesis 1 and 2. And then all the flying creatures, or at least most of them, are all above us. There's the Void Worm. So we'll start from this way. Again, this boss doesn't have a Dermis, so there's nothing there, so I'll have to find something to put there eventually. Still kind of in the process of adding things to the museum every day. There's the motor, which also doesn't have a Dermis as far as I know. I think I tried. These things are hard to get Dermis of, let me tell you, but they're so cool. Got the Shadow Main. These are my two main Shadow Mains that I have Dermis of. It's a Void Worm chibi. And the final Rockwell boss
trophy. It's freaking creepy. The Noglin. And of course, in the middle, I've got a number of things on display as well. And you can see all up into the roof. It's just kind of glass, and the tree just goes up through the building. So I very much wanted my floating Atlantis city to also be kind of like surrounded by greenery, and just like hidden in the forest. So it's just surrounded by vegetation. All right, let's go back down here. I forgot about the hallway. There's all the things on display out there, of course. Nothing on this side. I forgot about this hallway down here. Oh yeah, here's a ghost mantis. This hallway. This leads to another building as part of the museum. And it's just kind of this glass tunnel. So this is all SS glass. So you're completely safe walking through here. And this leads to the flag room. So it's got in order all of the bosses' flags. Except for the last two that I had to put in the garage because I ran out of space. Unfortunately. Well, there was room for one, but it just didn't feel right having both of them there. I wish if I could have put it in the hallway here, maybe. I don't know. I could always try to do it some more. And then there's a tech elevator hidden at the bottom of these stairs. So I go through this, and now I can go down to the second floor. And this has got a whole bunch of the trophies from all the caves and stuff all on display. And this building is really cool at night from the outside because it's just rainbow glowing. Here's the bottom floor of this building. More trophies and the doorway out. Except I think it's lagging. Let me out. Must be a big lag spike. Whoa. Okay. Okay, my tech suit went off. And I'm running into a wall. Cool. That's the bottom of the waterfall while we're over here of where the landing platform is, and you can kind of see the city through the woods there. And there's the trophy room over there. This building. As you can see, it's just like really pretty at night with all the glowing colors and everything. Well, lag. There we go. Go back up to the top. Alright, and then the last thing to show you is the main tower in the center. So we'll go up to the top floors. So there's the Stargate room control room on the second floor here. And the third floor is the kitchen and dining room. Got a little chandelier up there. This room is really pretty, especially early in the morning. The lighting is really nice. Sitting at the kitchen table and everything. Here's the kind of like living room where I've got like a nice little fancy bar with mini fridges. And there's another set of elevators here that also go up this building. This goes down to the crafting room. So you can go up and down through there. I think this is the, yeah, it doesn't go any further up the tower from here. It's just a little lounge area with a TV. Got a little fish tank. Well, lag again. And this is all of our cats in real life. Except our latest edition, Nandor, isn't on here, unfortunately. I'll have to add him later at the top, our 5th cat. And I've got a little cat thing. It's obvious that I'm a cat person. And a little ARK chessboard. That's kind of cool. This is all from the RR mod, the Decor mod. It's great modern models to put in here and decorate your base with. was perfect for this build. Maybe not super like Stargate Atlantis, but more modern than primitive for sure. So this is kind of my like cryo fridge storage room. So I made it kind of look like a cloning DNA lab type thing going on here. And this main console actually connects to security cameras all around the base. So like there's the gate room, different hallways, crafting room, just the garage. This is outside the base at the top of the tower in the center. And here's from the other side of the tower that you can see. This is the main hallway on the first floor. There's the living or the kitchen dining room. There's the living room. And I'll leave it from there. I'll explore the rest of the base, show you in person instead of over cameras here. But that next place was above. Here's my bedroom. So I've got a fancy little map in the center of Valgaro. There's my oh shit brick, or the tombstone that brings all my inventory back if I die. I've got a little beer and mini fridge dispensary thing. Little bar top table, high top table. I've got like all my closet with all my gear in it. So this is all my weapons and taming gear and like my favorite stuffs. And this is all my armor, different types of armor that I've organized by the type of gear that it is. Whatever kinds of tech armor that I painted in different ways. And then here's my cryo fridge that's like my main dinos. So all my favorites that I keep, a lot of them are in my inventory currently because I was going around adventuring. I've got all my boss Therizinosaurs, I think, are in here. And backup dinos that are like clones of my favorite dinos in case something happens. If they die naturally or because of game glitches or something, I've got a cloned backup of that. And I love the Thylacoleo is my favorite creature in ARK. And kind of like my favorite prehistoric creature, really. So I have all different kinds of decor and model a lot of my stuff based on that. Just a little Groot. And that's my fursuit head. There's me and my wife. And my little computer setup playing ARK inside of ARK. It's like a Nintendo Switch. I love the RR Decor mod. It's just so cool. I have a little gaming setup in here. Here's some kind of like overflow secondary dinos that are kind of my favorites, but not my absolute favorites. Kind of go in there. And then out here I have this all organized as well. Like these are like my boss dinos. I've got like my mosasaurs for doing the motor, and my tech rexes that I bred up really high, and there are Therizinosaurs that we bred up as kind of a group effort. And all my breeding dinos are in here, especially for like doing bosses like the Giga and the Mosasaur and my Basilosaurus. All those are like the main ones in case I ever have to breed more out. I have like the best 2 copies of a male and a female of the best version ready to go. I've got my mining dinos are here. I have my main mining dinos are actually downstairs in the crafting room. Whoops, lag again. Some more breeding dinos. And more breeding dinos. It just couldn't fit them all in one cryo fridge. And I've got just like miscellaneous dinos, and I try to organize them by folder as best I could. But it only gave me so many folders, so some of them I had to just kind of start throwing stuff in there. And then, of course, I've got my cryotech sleeping beds as well. So when I'm not in game, I'm usually sleeping, and this is the one I tend to use the most for some reason. And of course, there's beds for friends in case they're at my base visiting and they need to log off here. So we'll go up another floor. This is my armory. So I've got a number of different armors on display. And they're just kind of like clones of me wearing the outfits, but I can grab it out of there, whatever I need. These actually changed since the last time I was here. There used to be like a wooden frame around it, but it's the SS version, so I guess they're invisible now, which is cool, I guess. I kind of modeled this to have the wood, but that works. Here's my stealth suit that I made. It's just that this one skin, and I painted all black or slate, and it makes you pretty much almost invisible, especially when you're like crawling through the tall grass and stuff. It's fun sneaking up on friends with that. And of course, these are all painted for my color scheme. Here's my tech suit. And then my vault that's got more armor and saddles and weapons of various types. Just ready to go. Just like all my best stuff that I've found over the time. And I've got blueprints, all organized. We have a library that we share on the cluster that's on the island map, but since it's on a different map, a lot of times when I'll get blueprints and stuff, I'll throw it in here and then take a trip over to the library to deposit them for the community to be able to use. So I'm not just hoarding them all. Oh, I forgot to show off this 3D map thing that came with RR mod as well. It's kind of cool. They don't have, at least they don't, unless they added it. It looks like all they have is the island, so it's a map of the island, but it'd be cool if they added it so you can change it to the other maps as well, like the wooden table that I have downstairs. You can cycle it through what map you want it to be, so I have it as Valguero since that's where we're at. And this is the very top of the tower, and this is the transmitter room, so you can go. This is how I get to different maps. So go to the very top of the center spire tower. There's my garden tower from over there. There's the museum, the tree that grows out of it. It's really pretty at night, but I wish I could make it daytime. Maybe I'll pause the video and I can kind of go back down in the daytime because I've got some things outside the base to show you, including my my breeding hut, which is actually on the top of that cliff behind those trees. You can see a little bit of light, and if you look close, you can see a giant metal gate that's up there. That it's basically completely surrounded by metal SS glass gates and stuff and metal gate to keep it completely safe so my babies aren't getting attacked while I'm breeding and stuff. And it's kind of out of the way of the city because I've got like all my cloning chambers and stuff up there. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video here and I'll wait till it to be daytime and then I'll continue the tour in the light. Okay, it's daytime again. So just another view from the top tower. I'll just kind of look around. Now you can kind of see the breeding pen up there a little bit better in the daytime. You can kind of see the Stargate room down there. I've got like trees up inside the tower. You'll see it. I'll fly around the tower in the daytime again. You can see everything a little better. There's the museum building and the landing pad down there. Okay, so let's go back down the building. This room seems so empty now that they used to be these big wooden things I mean the vanilla game still has them, but SS made them invisible again, I guess. It's kind of cool. Just go into my bedroom real quick. In the daytime, the lighting's a little bit different. So we'll continue the tour here. Just kind of looking at everything in the daytime. There's the Stargate room over there. Oh, and I missed this. There's a little tech elevator that goes into this little cubby hole that's kind of above the kitchen, and I just kind of shoved some things in here that I needed for like refrigeration for just vegetables that couldn't fit downstairs, and the vivarium that's got all my Tyrannus eggs. So basically I make all my kibble kind of like up here. There's a tech trough in case the auto trough ever fails like it does sometimes. The tech cooking stove that just didn't... I like having an actual stove instead of these things, but it's nice having them when I need them. What even is this? Oh, this is the tech cooking pot. Oh yeah, so I can make kibble easier in this than the industrial cooking pot. So I can do kibble up here. I've got my cooking pot, like vanilla one that I can use for all of the holiday events that we get different cosmetics from. And there's spark powder just in this cabinet, ready to go for it. Back down the kitchen. My fridge is all full of food and consumables. Oh, and I forgot about this. We've got all these things, dude-like things. The seed mortar and pestle. You can put berries in here and get seeds. The kibble cooker is really nice for making kibble really easily. I forget what the microwave does. Oh, it makes jerky. You can make jerky in the microwave. That's pretty cool. That's all RR mod stuff. Okay, let's go back down. Stargate room. And the crafting room. Just kind of jump down here. Oh, I forgot about I can deposit things here from my inventory just directly into all of the dedicated storage bins. Let's see, what else can I show? There's something up that trail that's kind of cool. I'll do that last. First, I'll take this teleporter to my breeding hut. Or I guess more of a breeding pen. It's kind of a little bit disorganized, just full of all different kinds of breeding projects that I've been doing. Looks like these things are still loading. Gigas? Oh, no, it's the, what are these called? Carcardontosaurus that they just added to the game recently. That was breeding. I've got all my cloning chambers here. And of course, I'm just always breeding for level, but also colors to get red and white color scheme things as much as possible. And that's my, I think I was using that as kind of like an XP farm, so I had all those gigas, they're my top level gigas that I breed out, and the babies will just hatch automatically from the baby trough, and then I can have a creature in there just killing them constantly to gain XP really fast. And if you go out the door here, is where the, I've got tech turrets all set up all around the outside of the pen as well, so I don't have to worry about danger from carnivores attacking me. And then here's the ring platform that takes me down that I had showed before. One thing that I kind of skimmed over was all this stuff that I've got kind of like on the side. I've got storage boxes for storing different things. I've got tons of refrigerators, a water cooler in case I get thirsty while I'm breeding, some additional cryo fridges to keep empty cryopods in that I could put breeding dinos in. And I've never actually used this egg incubator thing because we have the baby trough and stuff, but I'll have to try that sometime. It's definitely really cool looking. I more put it there for aesthetics. It just kind of looks cool. I've got all my air conditioners kind of hidden in these guys that I was breeding recently, with the baby trough in there. You can also come out this way. There's kind of a trail. And again, I've got turrets to kind of make it safe. Lag. Oh, and here's my SS Mutator. Oh, there it goes off killing something that would have tried to kill me. So this way I won't get murdered right out the gate. Make everything mad. that's in here if they're not on passive. Alright, so let's teleport back down. Or I guess maybe I'll use the ring platform instead of using the teleporter back into the building, and then I'll show you that other thing I was talking about. And we'll do a fly over the city. So there's the ring platform. I think I'll just fly off the cliff here since I got my tech suit on. There's the city kind of from the distance sticking out of the trees. Here's another one of these, so if I'm harvesting bushes for berries or wood or rocks or something, I can just walk my creature right into here, and it will put all the resources organized into the dedicated storage bins in my crafting room all the way down there in the city. It's pretty cool how the range is so big. Alright, let's jump off here, and we'll do a little tour of the city. So here it is during the day. And as you can see, I've got like all kinds of vegetation like growing off the building. There's a really tall like skyscraper building in Pittsburgh that I saw that had kind of this like greenery up the top, and it looked like they may have had like tables. It was like almost like a cafeteria up there or something. It was hard to tell from street view, but it looked awesome. So I kind of modeled this after that idea of the kind of like a garden up on the top floor of a skyscraper, essentially, just kind of like in the middle, sticking out. And I added vegetation to the transmitter room as well. There's my bedroom at the roof of this part of the building. You can see my bed in there. And then down below it was the living room with the bar and everything. And below that is the crafting room. Architecture came out really good with this. I put a lot of work into making it so there's all different kinds of shapes. So it's not just straight walls. It's all kind of interesting. Maybe I should have started the tour with the outside here. I just wanted to, since it's kind of modeled off of Stargate Atlantis, I wanted to show off the coming through the Stargate. Here's the it's the trophy room over here, and the museum. Getting stuck in the trees here. Even the museum or the trophy building has kind of another type of architecture to it. And then there's the gate room and the landing platform at the top of the waterfall there. And the whole city. These trees get in my way. And all these trees that are here, I think there were trees here at one time, obviously not in the water, but I added those from the Ecos mod. The garden building. I love how this garden came out at the top here. You can see my little breakfast area in there, and then all on the outside I've got all of kinds of vegetables growing that the farmer's fertilizing, and the gardener is grabbing all the vegetables and putting it in my refrigerator for me. So I don't really have a garden outside of that, really. Oops, fell down with the lag. So there's a garden here with vegetables and stuff, but there's also vegetables growing all on the sides of the building and stuff that it gathers as well. There's the top of the Stargate room. Came out really well. Kind of almost looks like a spaceship. Yeah, so that is my Stargate Atlantis kind of style tech city that I built that is for my main base on Valguero. And then just one last little thing, just up this path, I just kind of found something interesting, so I decided to, it was just kind of a cool little natural, like, rock bridge tunnel thing. And then there was this hole here, so I built a wall and a door that goes here, but there was just a hole, and these rocks are from Eco Mod that I kind of like surrounded this to kind of like hide this little secret place. So like I've got all my friends on the server, and they have free roam of my base, and they can come in here and just take whatever they wanted or something. But if I wanted to hide something, I could hide it in here. It's kind of like a little secret bat cave type room. You can't build any further than this. Like, I don't know if maybe this was supposed to be a cave at one point. Got a little security camera up there so I can see it from within my base. I've got just like a storage thing, so I don't actually have anything in there right now, but if I wanted to hide stuff, I could hide it in there. And this is kind of interesting, like it's just kind of unfinished. You fall in here, it's not actually like water effects. It looks like water up there, but I'm just like walking around normal. And it's a shame you can't build back here, because this would be, I mean, for PvP, this would be a really great hiding spot. You could hole up in here, no problem. Really hard to get in. And then you get stuck down there, unless you have a way to get out with, like, flying or a dino or something. So that's that. It's just such a pretty area. Just do one more flyover of the whole thing. That's it.